were supposed to be between men and women. And so every time you saw a couple of the same gender, you would automatically assume that they weren't normal and had some type of mental illness. And so when you grew up and sooner or later made a friend who you got really close with and eventually became best friends with, and she came out to you and told you she was gay, you ended up dropping her. And not only that, but made a fake page and outed her. So then the whole school knew, but she still doesn't know that it was you. And so one day, when your parents who gave you that mindset died in a car crash, that friend you outed and completely violated offered to let you stay with them, and her parents would take custody of you, even though you weren't as close as you used to be. And you took up on that offer and started living with her, but she still doesn't know that it was you who outed her until one day you felt too bad, so you decided to tell her. I'm running out of time, so like for part two. Put a finger down, part two. If when you finally told your friend that it was you who made that fake page and told the whole school that she was gay, she didn't get mad at you, but instead forgave you and said there's no reason to be mad since it happened in the past. And then she educated you and gave you a different perspective once you told her your parents made you watch porn that was strictly a man and a woman together. And after living with her and her family for a while, you realized that your parents had completely brainwashed you, and you felt sick to your stomach about how your mindset has been your entire life, and so you were kind of glad that your parents were dead. Okay, so there's still time, so I'm gonna play Nicki Minaj music.
Story time of how my boyfriend ended up being my stepdad. So I was dating this kid, and me and this kid had like the best relationship. He was 19 and I was 17. And I mean, we were literally always together. And my mom would always call him hot and stuff like that. But you know, I thought that's just what moms do. And I didn't think of it in that type of way. So one day my boyfriend got mad at me. And he was like, I'm going to F your mom, become your stepdad, and boss you around if you keep up that attitude. And I mean, who would think that he's going to actually try to do that? And I said, I would like to see you try. But again, we were just in a little argument. So about a month or two goes on, and I find messages from my boyfriend to my mom and vice versa. They were like sexting, and I saw things I did not want to see from my mother. So I went to go confront both of them, and I confronted my mom first. And like, she wouldn't tell me nothing. She just told me to get out of her face. Oh, but my boyfriend told me they have been hooking up. But he told me I was overreacting because it's just my mom. Oh, just wait till you find out what happens next. I'm running out of time, like with part two. Part two on how my boyfriend became my stepdad. So continuing on with the story, I told him that he was disgusting, and then I just ended our relationship. And like at first he wouldn't let me break up with him. But then finally we were just both like, okay, this is not going to work out. So about 2 days later, I come home and I see him at my house. And I'm like, dude, we're not getting back together, so don't try. Like, you're weird. And he has the audacity to go, I'm not here for you. I'm here for your mother. And at that point, I was like, I'm moving out. And that night, I heard some noises that I didn't want to hear. And then my mom ended up getting pregnant again. She's only like 34, I think, but he's 19. So the age gap isn't really that big of a difference. But it's the point that my boyfriend decided to F my mom, get her pregnant, and now I don't even know how I'm related to this child. Yeah, so now my mom's pregnant with my ex-boyfriend's child. I mean, I'm so nice to the kid because it's my step-sibling's dad. But at the same time, I secretly want to, like, you know, inject him out of the game. In the game, I want to inject him out of his life. So, yeah.
It's having an obsessive ex for me. So, obviously, it was New Year's Eve. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And there was a knock at my door. And I'm thinking, who the fuck is that? I opened the door and my ex is stood there right in front of me. So I politely shut the door in his face and told him he's not allowed in. Like, he's literally disregarding all COVID rules. Anyway, I carry on about my night. I go upstairs, I go to the toilet, I come back down. Bear in mind, I got the music playing, I'm on a little vibe. He's behind me. What the actual fuck?
So there's this customer that comes into my store probably like once or twice a week. He works with a program called Instacart. He basically buys people's groceries for them so they don't have to leave the house, and he delivers them to them. So we're having a conversation at my register one day, and he made a gross sexual comment. It gave me very much pedophile vibes, and I was like, relax. And he was like, oh, no, like, I'm just joking. I joke with all the girls here like that. I don't know if it's because I watch too much TV, but that shit didn't sound right. My spidey senses tingling off the charts. I was like, this dude is a fucking weirdo. If you're a rewards member at my store, your name comes up on my computer screen when you type in your phone number. So being that the sex offender database is public information, I went out on a limb here, and what naturally occurred to me